Today we're taking a look at the Pittsburgh Pirates vs Chicago Cubs match, which is happening on Sunday, April 4, 2021 at 2:20 p.m., and giving you my betting tips and predictions in general on this game. Welcome back to High Stakes. Let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos. The Pirates and Cubs play rubber match Sunday, with both trying to steal 2 out of 3 to start their respective seasons. Despite an aging roster and a competitive division, the Cubs still have dreams of a playoff run. Meanwhile, the Pirates are one of the worst teams in baseball, and it was almost shocking to see them pull off the opening day victory. The Pirates won the season opener 5-3, while the Cubs tied up the series on Saturday, winning 5-1, to set up the deciding game on Sunday. Saturday saw a masterful performance from Jake Arrieta, who threw 6 innings of 1-run baseball and then handed it over to the bullpen to get through 3 scoreless innings of no-hit baseball. Kris Bryant and Jason Hayward had home runs in the win, and the Cubs looked much more like an NL Central contender than they did on Thursday. The Pittsburgh Pirates have looked surprisingly decent this season despite being projected by oddsmakers to finish the regular season with one of the worst records in the entire league. So far this season, the Pirates have a .500 record after splitting the first 2 games of this series. However, the Pirates did lose yesterday's game by 4 runs, so it is entering this game on a bit of a low note. The main reason for that loss was Pittsburgh's offense, which only generated 1 run and 6 hits. Now, the Pirates will be hoping to wake up offensively if they plan on winning the final game of this road series. For the Sunday starting pitcher role, the Pirates will send out Mitch Keller. In 5 starts last season, Keller posted a 2.91 ERA and 16 strikeouts in 21.2 innings of work. He went 1-1 over 5 games in spring training with a 11.91 ERA in 11.1 innings. The Pittsburgh Pirates will be going with Mitch Keller, who was very solid last season as he had a 1-1 record along with a 2.91 ERA. However, he also had a 6.75 ERA against the Cubs, so it is a bit concerning that he had issues with this particular opponent. Leading the Pirates offensively is rookie third baseman Ke'Bryan Hayes, who has looked pretty good up to this point as he has a team-high 1 home run along with 2 RBIs. However, Hayes had to leave yesterday's game early due to a wrist injury, so he is questionable for this game. In an offseason that saw the Cubs struggle to lock in a long-term deal for Anthony Rizzo, the off-the-field focus hasn't fully shifted back to the field, with the front office still hoping for a deal. David Ross found success in year 1 at Wrigley, going 34-26, and will be looking for much more in year 2 after the Cubs after losing in the NLWC 2-0 against the Marlins, a year after not making the playoffs at all. Opening day didn't start much better, dropping the game against the Pirates despite having their ace, Kyle Hendricks, on the bump. Luckily, Saturday's game saw a more worthwhile performance from the club as a whole, but specifically from the bullpen. Brian Workman, Andrew Chafin, and Craig Kimbrell combined to throw 3 hitless innings, striking out 7. The Chicago Cubs came away with a 5-1 win over the Pirates last time out. Jake Arrieta started and got the win, going 6 innings and only allowing 1 run with 5 strikeouts. The bullpen was lights out, striking out 7 of 9 and not allowing a single base runner. Kris Bryant and Jason Hayward both went deep in the game for their first home runs of the year. As a team, they were 2-9 with runners in scoring position. So far this season, the Cubs have a .1518 batting average. The Cubs will turn to Zach Davis in Game 3, as the newcomer makes his first start in a Cubs uniform. According to MLB.com, Davis had one of the strongest spring seasons in the league, with a 1.08 ERA across his spring training starts. Davis, though new to the Cubs clubhouse, has plenty of experience at Wrigley Field and against the Pirates. Davis spent last year in San Diego going 7-4 with one of the best defenses in baseball behind him, but still had a 2.73 ERA, which will be a welcome addition to the Cubs staff if he can even approach those numbers on the north side. Davis, now in his 7th year in Major League Baseball, has come a long way since being a 26th round pick of the Orioles back in 2011 out of high school. According to Baseball Savant, Pirates hitters have only 89 at-bats against Davis, with 24 hits, good for a batting average against a .270. Only one player, Colin Moran, has a home run against Davis though, which should allow him to keep the ball in the park at the very least on Sunday. So here are my betting suggestions for that game. For the Cubs, the lineup started to come alive on Saturday, and without a day off, it'll be key for them to keep the bats going, especially with their success against Keller. Keller looked great last year, but the sample size was so small that it's difficult to know if that's truly indicative of the pitcher. He's becoming more of lightning in a bottle, until he proves himself consistently, especially against the better lineups in the division. The Pirates will look to bounce back after losing last time out. Starter Tyler Anderson was given the loss after going 5 innings and giving up 3 runs. The offense struggled to get anything going. They were 1-3 with runners in scoring position, but only managed to get 7 men on base in the game. Kevin Newman was 1-4 and drove in the only run for the Pirates. Through the first 2 games, the Pirates have a .224 team batting average. Pittsburgh will send Mitch Keller to the mound against the Cubs on Sunday. He finished 2020 with a 1-1 record, 2.91 ERA, 1.25 WHIP and 16 strikeouts. During spring training he was 1-1 with an 11.91 ERA, 2.74 WHIP, and 11 strikeouts. My first betting advice for that game is to pick Cubs -165. The Pirates are 16-35 in their last 51 in Game 3 of a series and 24-52 in their last 76 overall. Pittsburgh is 6-15 in their last 21 Sunday games, and the under is 8-1 in their last 11 Sunday games. Meanwhile, the Cubs are 13-4 in their last 17 home games with a total of 7.0 to 8.5, and the under is 13-3-1 in their last 17 versus the NL Central. The under is 18-8-1 in Chicago's last 27 overall and 11-4-1 in their last 16 home games. Keller throws his fastball more than 55% of the time. He averages between 94 to 95 miles per hour on his four-seam with a whiff percentage around 18%. His put-away pitch is the slider, where his put-away percentage on the slider was 17.6% in 2020 and 29.5% in 2019, by far the highest among any pitch in his arsenal. The Cubs have performed poorly against both the fastball and the slider. In 2020, Chicago was 25th in both WFB and WCB, per Fangraphs. Davis, however, relies more on off-speed. He threw either a sinker or a changeup on more than 80% of his pitches over the past 2 seasons. The Pirates don't hit either pitch well, but that's mostly because the Pirates don't hit anything well. As mentioned, the Pirates' offense is anemic. However, the Pirates' lineup performs worse both against right-handed pitching and on the road. Against righties on the road in 2020, the Pirates posted a .581 OPS and a 55 WRC+, both PF which were last in the league by a considerable margin. My second betting advice for that game is to pick under 8. Good luck to all of you. That's it for this video. Stay tuned and stay safe for the next betting tips and advice.